And I think through AI, we are going through something more significant than anything humanity has seen so far. This is going to become a fully AI native marketing agency, which takes care of all functions that an agency does. Today, what skills should I be kind of picking up? I think being very deep in AI is the first thing.
A lot of people were defiant about internet as well, social media, all of that.
Yeah.
And
Look where we are. Anybody in the field of marketing who thinks that they are on the beginning journey of building a career in either writing or art should pursue something else.
KOGO.ai, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take away all our jobs. I think I'm just going to make mutton curry. Hello and welcome to yet another episode of this living room, where it is shot in this living room. That's one. Okay. Meet my co-host.
Well done.
That's
Hey, hi.
Aditya, fondly known as Adi, commonly known as A.
A.
Make it up as we go along.
Okay.
What we're going to be talking about today, in fact, the plan is to record 2 episodes today if we can have the time. We can find the time. What we're going to be talking about today is what each of us are building. And each of us are building something rather interesting. But we'll come to that soon.
Yeah, soon. Before that, what else is happening? How's life in general?
Life is good. I see you're drinking cold coffee.
This is a chota plug.
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 Yeah.
This is coffee made by Bo. Very well done. I must congratulate you.
But is the milk overpowering? I just put a dash.
No, I'm good.
Mm.
Yeah.
I had this yesterday. It's very good.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
I've given you hazelnut, I think.
It seems like that. Yes. But it's good.
What's happening with you? How was your call yesterday? You had a Zoom recording.
Yeah, good man. As in
You managed to record it?
Yeah, I managed to record it. Me and Praveer did that for the first time. So good. But I think there's a lot more that we need to talk about. I think the space is so vast. And
So let's start with that actually. Since we've brought it up, let's
Yeah.
start with that. Okay, I know a little bit about what you guys are doing, but more than everyone else who's watching. So I'll try and set the context of whatever little I know.
yeah.
I know that you're building an AI business with KOGO, with Praveer and Raj, right? And I know what you're building is essentially might be killing agencies. That's what you've told me.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Great premise. Let's start with that. Okay. Dive deep into it.
Okay, cool.
What are you building? Why are you building this? How is it going to change anything?
Okay, so I'll just start with why this is happening, right? I read somewhere, and I mentioned this to Praveer also yesterday, that there's this famous quote by the erstwhile IBM CEO when Apple launched their personal computers, right? And he came and said that, hey, why would even people need computers? That's such a stupid idea, right? And there are these moments when there are tectonic shifts happening.
Yeah.
And I think we have been lucky in our lives to go through this the second time, right? I think the internet coming of age was the first. And I personally missed the bus, right? In general, as far as
what?
work is concerned, professionally, on really being at the center of something which is so huge and trying to play some part of it, right? As in trying to kind of, number one, understand, leverage and build something, right? And I think through AI, we are going through something, and I would say more significant than anything humanity has seen so far. But I don't want to have this conversation with myself 3 years later saying that, hey, I could see it happen in front of my eyes.
But I didn't do anything
And I
about
didn't
it.
do anything about
Okay.
it, right? So for me, it's very existential, right? And that's where I come from. Now, today, on the believer curve of AI, right? There's a whole spectrum, right? There is the non-believer who's saying this is all shit, nothing is going to change. And there is me, where I'm totally in, right? As in, I can see the promised land and I want to play that game, as in I want to be part of that mix, right? But within that, I think the operating space which I feel most comfortable in, and AI is primarily 3 spaces, right? So one is the infrastructure layer, right? Which is the hardware, the data centers. Then there is the language model layer. And then there is this vast application layer on top of that, right? And I think where I feel the most comfortable and where I feel that we as an organization who have spent 6 years building an agency can add value is on the application layer on the marketing side. Okay. So it's a little reductive when you say that this is going to kill agencies, because that's a...
No, I said it because you had said it to me once.
Yeah, I know. And it's a good reductive way of saying it, right? Because that's when you understand the actual scope of it, right? it's like one of these things which you keep hearing lately, and again, I think it's true. There is 900 days left for us to know the labor market as we know it exists today. In 900 days, it will be so different. We will have no conception of what was in the past and what's going to come up, right? It's one of those things, and which is why I make the statement saying that it's going to kill agencies, right? But so essentially, what we are building out is this, and the attempt is to get there, and obviously, this is going to be a journey, right? Is to build a fully autonomous marketing stack, which a brand which is just about getting started to a large enterprise multinational brand can use to pretty much run their entire marketing operations autonomously.
Entire marketing operation.
Entire marketing.
So are you saying that brands will no longer need to have a marketing head, or they will need to have a marketing head who will run this entire show?
Well, theoretically, eventually everything will become autonomous, right? But now again, so this is exactly the conversation me and Pravir were having yesterday, and I don't have a very clear view on how this will evolve. But largely, organizational design will change significantly. Okay, so you will have a set of.
We've begun to see it happen anyway.
Yeah. So now what you're seeing happen is that people reduction is happening because now there is efficiency gain, right? So if 100 people are required to do something, now 20 are doing that, but is this still the same work, right? There'll come a place where this 20 also will not be needed, but you'll still need people to do different things, right? There'll be a world where the nature of work of the marketing team will become different, right? And I think it's a great place to be in. So, and if you map out work hours, right, of people in the marketing function or any function, 70-80% of it is really non-value added work, right? You only end up doing 20% really value added work. Now, on one end of the spectrum, if this non-value added work completely gets out, right? So simple things like data analysis, reporting, dashboards, right? Making presentations, right? Reading, understanding and comprehending large research decks, right? If all that is taken away, and if all that is not just taken away, being done better than what was being done before, right? More efficient, faster, better quality insight, more consistent insight, right? It really opens up the time, and more than time, now you have the resources and toolkitting available to do really meaningful work.
I want to pause you there.
Yeah.
You mentioned 4 things, okay?
Yeah.
Data reporting, understanding of reports, making presentations, and there was one more.
Research reports. etc.
Research reports.
Yeah.
All of these 4 can be done today, currently, right now, with the tools that are available to all of us.
Yeah.
Right? Why are not companies doing this currently?
So I'll tell you. So different companies have different bottlenecks, right? And early stage companies are much faster at adapting to technology because there is not legacy technology available. Okay. So for example, in a large company, there are legacy ERP systems, right? SAP has got implemented. People work on the Microsoft suite, etc., etc. And you are supposed to operate in the IT environment which is given to you. Which is why the reason why ChatGPT and Claude are really making headway is on 2 ends. One is the token consumption through API usage, which other tools are using. The second is actual consumers, right? As in individuals paying the $20, $100 subscriptions, right? Enterprise adoption is slow. Enterprise adoption takes a long time. It requires systemic changes, right? And these products fundamentally are built for individual use. So for example, and the way we are building is different, just comes from this, right? And you made a great point here. Is that imagine your cloud account, right? You can't share your work with people.
But if I have that Claude for Enterprise, I can.
No, you can't. There's no Claude for Enterprise, by the way. There is a Claude business plan.
Yeah.
And then there is Claude co-work, but all of it is meant for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Like your cloud account cannot be accessed by teams. You can't selectively report, share other things.
No, but ChatGPT I can.
How?
Why? My team has my username and password.
Exactly. So that's an individual way of doing it, right?
Yeah.
But in organizations, you need to have access controls, etc. Right? How do you set up access controls? Can you give only one part of your ChatGPT to people?
No.
Exactly. So it's not built for enterprise, right? You and me can do it, right? As in I can share my login credentials with you and you can use my account, see what am I doing. But enterprise systems are not built like that, right? Connections to current infrastructure. So, and think of these as processes which have to be chained and they have to run in loops. So the chaining and looping of this chain is a very complicated thing. It seems easy, right? So what we are
It doesn't seem easy at all. I can't understand what you're saying half the time.
No, it's very complicated. It's not easy at all. So imagine, right? So I'll tell you what we started doing. Okay. So one, there is this larger vision of setting up a completely.
Are you building for enterprise or are you building for person?
Not for person. For companies, right? The companies could be agencies, could be brands, could be large scale enterprises, and the toolkitting will differ for all of them, right? There'll be a certain customization which will be required for enterprise because we will have to go sit within their systems. As in, it's not going to be a SaaS that you come and log into a website, right? It'll be deployment within their ecosystem, their technology ecosystem, right? Because there's already an existing large tech ecosystem. So it has to be native to that system, right? But just to simplify what we've built so far, right? I'll tell you where we are right now. So one, there is a vision which is saying that, hey, this is going to become a fully AI native marketing agency which takes care of all streams, right? And all functions that an agency does. Think of anything, right? Think of PR, think of
That's where you are today.
No, that's what we want to build. But then I'll come to where we are.
Okay.
So think of PR, think of social, think of mainline film production, think of media buying, awareness media, performance media, TV, whatever, the entire works. Okay. That's the larger vision. But what we wanted to start with is something that we do deeply well. Okay. Which is setting up a performance marketing stack. Right. Now, and the way we started building this was that we looked at the workflows that our teams are doing and tried to make it as autonomous as possible, giving people the ability to take judgment calls versus having to find information to make those judgment calls. So simple example, right? Like a media buyer every day in the morning, right? What happens to a media buyer? The media buyer logs in, the media buyer is supposed to manage 3, 4, 5 accounts, right? Let's say. He'll open up ad manager, he'll open up Google dashboards, he'll open up Shopify, and he'll try to come up with some conclusions, etc., what needs to change, etc., right? Today, what is happening is that there is a pre-rolled task which is already set up within the dashboard. The moment he comes and clicks on that task, and he doesn't even have to, it can be scheduled, right? And he's getting an email where there is data synthesis happening of large volumes of data on his account, right? And specific recommendations, which is hey saying that campaign A, ad set B, ad C, this needs to change, okay? Across the spectrum. Now, the call today, and this is because we've just built this out, eventually we'll give it enough measures to say that if the decisions are within these parameters, take them and inform. Today, everything is getting validated.
Correct, understand.
Right? So all he is doing is validating that information and saying that, yeah, these 10 look right. The last two don't.
This is basically training right now.
This is our confidence building, right? And obviously system is also getting back information around it, right? And these two don't look right. When the human decides that these two don't look right, he has to record why. Right? And saying yes makes all those changes. Okay? For a media buyer, this frees up like 3-4 hours in their day. Like every day.
But it also frees up a lot of time for the creative people on the job.
Yeah, so I'll come to that. Right? So this is one part. Right? Now, client meetings happen and we have to present data, we have to present analysis on what is happening. It takes a lot of time and effort for him to do that. Right? On a click at a scheduled cadence, the entire deck with insight, not data, right? Data automation is easy because there are tools which are already doing it. But with relevant insight is getting generated already. Okay, so that's one stack. And if you kind of mentally imagine this can eventually get extended to saying that this entire loop of media buying from media planning to campaign setup, all of that can run autonomously, right? Since it's math, right? It's easier because there is no subjective judgment, right? As in, it's guardrails, right? Simple example, if ROAS is under 2, pause the campaign. If ROAS is between 2 and 3, maintain budget. If greater than 3, scale budget, right? These are mathematical rules, very easy to interpret, very easy to implement. Now on the creative side, now think of when we onboard a brand, right? What do? First, we build brand understanding, right? Now brand understanding is built how? Either there is documents which the brands provide.
Brand book, brand identity.
Whatever, right? Assume 10 PDFs which come, which are a cumulative of 600 odd slides. There is a website of the brand and there is some material here, there, you search the internet, understand competition, blah, 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 right? That entire thing distills into 4 or 5 pages of relevant information which you really want to use. That process has become automated, okay? So first part. The second part is you want to still do product understanding, right? For each product, who is it for? What does it solve for? What are the key benefits, etc., etc. That process is automated, right? The third part of this is understanding consumer sentiment, right? Now, I don't know whether I've told you, but we've discussed this. We'd use a lot of do a lot of consumer insighting based on review data, right? So we gather like 3, 4, 5,000 consumer reviews for the category, not just the brand, run them through an analysis model that we've built out. And that gives out certain information saying, hey, these are the triggers to purchase, these are the barriers to purchase, this, that, blah, 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 right? That process has now become automated. So now here on one end, you've understood the brand. You've done internet research and you've understood the world around the brand. You have specific consumer insight coming from these consumer, these Amazon reviews, consumer reviews, right? As in all this comes together and then you put together a performance marketing creative strategy, right? That process is automated. Then
it currently is automated, you're saying?
Currently is automated. Now, prior to this tool getting made, my team was following similar protocols, but doing it manually.
Yeah.
Right now, this is already ready, right? As in this, I can give you a test account and you can set this up today, right? From there, the next step, what do we do? Then we say that, okay, a media planner will tell you that, hey, I need to spend 20 lakhs next month. I need 50 ads, right? So since the media plan is automate, one of the outputs of the media plan is the creative requirement as well, right? By asset type, by funnel, by everything. That gets fed back and then the planner for the month gets made. Okay. So I know the creative planner, what creative, what format, like video, carousel, all of that gets populated. Copy gets written. Okay. Copy with 4 variations for each ad gets written. So if I have to make 50 ads, 200 pieces of copy gets written. Okay. What we are building next, which is happening like now, like probably Satwant and Pravir are having a conversation right now, trying to get this done, is that art also will get generated here. Okay. Now all this gets fed into ad campaigns.
What platform are you using for art?
So the platform is one. See, that's,
no, I meant the plugin, or is it called connection?
The model which is getting used, right? So there's no one model. So essentially a lot of it is happening via Nano Banana, Nano Banana, Seed Dance, a bunch of these models. For video, it's separate. Everything is separate, right? So there's no one model which is doing it. So it's a bunch of things.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said connections, right? Because your Nano Banana is one connection, your Seed Dance is another connection.
Correct.
Your Canva would be another connection.
Canva is not, we don't use Canva, so Canva is not needed. Not Canva, but you're right. So for the purpose, for the task, the relevant connector is already built in. And by the way, imagine all this is happening on a single screen. You're not navigating between one tab, one window, none of that.
I would need to have login details of Seed Dance.
Yes, you'll have to have an account.
I'll have to have an account for Seed Dance.
Yeah. So so when you set up with us, and depending on what you want to do, we'll ask you that, hey, so we are building this on open source models, right? So you don't require a ChatGPT account or a Cloud account. But in case you have a specific requirement saying that, hey, I only use ChatGPT, we can give you that as an option. And then your ChatGPT account gets connected and you get billed, the token cost goes to you directly. Same thing for all these visual models, right? Now the cool part is there's a lot of optimization which has happened at the back end, where there is also a stream of work which Pravir is leading, which is reducing token consumption, right? So the token consumption eventually...
So Seed Dance on token consumption would be like, let's say 200 tokens. Here would be like 150, 100 tokens.
Whatever. There'll be some efficiency, right? So that efficiency is getting built in. And then creative output is available. That creative output goes into campaigns, which today is still manual, right? But eventually, because you know what this ad is meant for, once the creative is approved, it can get mapped directly to the ad account and the campaigns can run apne aap. As in nobody has to take the ad, publish it in Ad Manager, all of that.
Okay.
Now on the way back, data from campaign is flowing back into the system because there's everyday analysis which is running. So what creative worked, what creative doesn't work.
And then the process starts again.
And the iterative loop keeps continuing, right? This is the first build. Now,
when will the art thing get ready?
Pravir has put a very optimistic timeline of tonight. Okay. It's there, right? As in versions of art is already there. And hopefully, so we have a session in the evening. We're sitting from 7 till I don't know when, but we're going to get most of it done today. But
okay, so let's assume that if Pravir is saying today, it'll probably get
end
done
of the
by
week, right? And
whatever, let's say tomorrow. Tomorrow is what? Thursday?
Yeah.
Chalo, Friday. Chalo.
Yeah.
So I have a very hard question for you. This model works. You've established this model works.
Yeah.
There's no problem. Friday onwards, a person, a media buyer, a performance marketer can come to this platform and start rolling out campaigns.
Yeah.
How many employees do you have today?
40.
Will you keep 40 people?
Oh yeah, totally.
Why?
I'll tell you why. The nature of work will change. Okay.
What do you mean?
Now, the execution layer goes away, right? So my questions and my interaction with the team will become very different. I'm like, okay, all this is taken care of. What is the next source of growth? Figure out the next source of growth.
Figure out the next source of growth. But
For
I'm
the
saying
brand.
that no, but I'm saying that but that you're asking something which they don't have a skill set for.
Correct. And this is true for the world, right? Not just my team.
No. So that was my question.
Yeah.
My question is that let's say I've hired designers, I've hired copywriters.
Yeah.
Copywriter skill set is to write copy.
Correct.
Understand brands or whatever,
Yeah.
but write copy. Designers skill set is to design.
Yeah.
Now you're telling them that look, all of this is taken care of. Now think what else we can do with the brand.
So okay, let me just kind of make this statement right now. Anybody in the field of marketing who thinks that they are on the beginning journey of building a career in either writing or art should pursue something else. Okay, because that career will not take off. You will have to reimagine your skills. You will have to figure out a way to being the source of judgment. Because see, a brand owner, right? A brand owner also requires people to take judgment calls on their behalf.
Yeah.
Nobody will need people to write on their behalf or to design art on their behalf, but judgment calls are required, right? Now the challenge with
How many judgment callers can there be though?
No,
like for
every day.
example, let's say if we have 40 people, 40 people can't be taking
No,
judgment
because
calls.
there are 40 people are working on multiple clients, right? As in 40 people are not handling one client, and the conversation is very different.
But
Brands-
judgment calls can also be automated, which is exactly what you said,
no,
right?
so okay. So
I mean, 2x ROAS, you stop.
mathematical
3x
judgment calls are easier to automate, right?
so what judgment calls
okay,
are you
so I'll
talking
tell you. So for example, mathematical logic, when you build in, the mathematical logic is essentially predicated on predictive outcomes.
Correct.
If 100 rupees spent is delivering 300 rupees of revenue for me, and another 100 rupees on a different product is giving 200 rupees revenue, math will tell you that put all 200 behind the 300, right? But the judgment call is your understanding of the market saying that, hey, this product A has a limited amount of TAM, and I can't be in a situation when I don't start building product B because eventually this is going to tap out. Those are the kind of judgment calls people will have to take, right? Portfolio level judgment calls. What is the next growth opportunity? If I have 10 products, I'm scaling product 1, 2, and 3. How do I, number one, scale these in different consumer segments, in different consumer cohorts, the same product, offer them with a different perspective? How do I find the next opportunities? As in, those judgment calls will be required.
I'm finding it very difficult to imagine a writer, and because I know the team you have, a team that any agency has rather, a writer and a designer taking these calls.
Yeah, but there'll be, no, so, okay, so
Someone who understands business and
So I'll
media
tell you.
can take these calls.
No, so okay. So let's build on this, right? Let's say that there is somebody, let's say a media buyer decides that, hey, we need to now start scaling product 4 and 5. Okay, because that's where the growth opportunity is. Now, scaling that and starting to go on that journey can have various paths. And the execution of that will be what, right? Will be through copy, will be through art. The execution will still be done by the agents, right? But which is the right direction? What is the judgment on? What is the human judgment on top? I can sell the same product in 5 different ways, right? And what will AI tell you? It will give you output saying that, hey, these are the 5 ways. These are the creative articulations of these 5 ways.
And then you pick which way.
Yeah, but who's making that picking call? Right? Where is that?
No, but I'm saying that today AI is not being able to take that call. Tomorrow AI will.
Yeah, so I'm saying then it will evolve into something else. Okay? Then the role of the person.
So you're saying our
Yes.
roles as human beings will keep evolving
Yes.
every 2 years.
Yes, it will. And so dramatic.
So how does this impact education? Because when you're passing out from school, you study something because you want to become something.
Yeah,
right? So you study engineering or you study science or you study whatever,
Yeah.
right? And then you went to B school. You went to B school because you wanted to pick up a
Yeah.
well-paying job at a marketing, at a brand office, right?
Yeah.
Which is what you did.
Yeah.
Now, how does that? Because what you're saying is not going to affect just one one small part, it's affecting everything.
Yes, it
like
is.
Jenga, right?
Yeah.
So then, how does that play itself out?
So I'll tell you, I have a very difficult time answering the following question. Okay, if the job of the human with an agentic world, right? So I'll give you an example of what I mean by the agentic world. I was just watching a podcast where the global managing partner of McKinsey said that now I call my company 60,000 employees, 40,000 humans, and 20,000 agents. If somebody asks me how many people I have, that's how I call it right now, right? So these conversations are real. Okay. Now the challenge is that if the role, the way we are imagining this today, right, is that the role of the human is going to be providing wisdom and judgment, right? That's one, and finding alternate paths which can then kind of become part of your overall marketing mix, right? Largely these two roles, right? New blue ocean thinking, blue ocean opportunities, right? And judgment on existing business. If suppose those are the two key roles, building that judgment requires you to have functional experience. Unfortunately, what is going to happen is that the window for younger people to get that opportunity will keep reducing, right? Like, who's going to hire a writer, a young writer? You don't need an intern. You don't need a writer intern even today, right? 3 months later, you will need the person even lesser. You will not even need a junior copywriter 3 months later, right? You will probably need like senior people to just form judgment on what is getting produced. Okay. Now, where does the next generation of seniors come from? Because their wisdom is got built because they were interns and they were junior writers.
And then they'll die. Everyone's going to die. Then what happens?
Eventually, everyone dies, and then where does the next generation come from, right? Unless the system over years becomes so autonomous that it just doesn't need anybody, which is largely what is going to happen. But it's a major problem. As in my head, I don't have an answer of where this wisdom and judgment is going to come from. And just coming back to your question, right? As in, how should I be approaching my career today? What skills should I be kind of picking up? I think being very deep in AI is the first thing, right? Whatever spare time you have, put behind learning AI, right? And there's a lot of content. There's a lot of things you can do, and start doing shit yourself in the given field, right? And if you are in denial, then there is no way this is going to move. So that is the worst place to be in. That, hey, no, there'll be a future. No, I will keep doing this. I will keep...
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were defiant about internet as well.
Yeah.
Right? Social media, all of that.
Yeah.
And
look where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
by
I
the way,
get that.
On social media, very interesting. I just read a news article. Unilever has created an army of 300,000 influencers.
300,000 influencers.
300,000 content creators.
Okay.
And like they have working arrangements with them, and they will keep creating content on whatever brands and on whatever briefs.
On Unilever.
On Unilever. And this is Unilever, which 2 years back was saying that impact of a creative on TV is 4x that on social. Right? And by the way, Unilever is the fastest evolving organization I've seen, right? As in, they're far ahead of the curve. 2 years back, they were not talking this language. And today, it's publicly available information. 300,000 content creators, which Unilever has put together.
What is your platform called?
We don't know, yeah. The working name is 367 Marketing Agency. And
I think you need AI to come up with a better name.
Yeah, we haven't thought about it. As in right now, we're still building. And so another very cool piece that we're building, right? There's a separate agent which is on brand strategy. Okay.
Yeah. You were mentioning.
Yeah. So very cool.
I would love to test that out.
I'll give it to you. And it's a very Q&A kind of thing. See, essentially, the framework on building a brand strategy is something that we evolved over the years, right? And the way we thought the best way to do this is that break this down into sections. And it's a Q&A. There are multiple questions which keep getting asked.
So you'll still need a human to answer those questions?
Yes, today.
At this point?
Yes, today. But then depends on the size of the brand. If you are a non-existent brand, you'll have to answer the questions, right?
Correct.
If there's a brand which is publicly available, which is looking at reimagining their brand strategy, then I can put together the first round answers from publicly available information. If you have research, right? So for example, functional benefits, emotional benefits, and self-expressive benefits around a brand. If there is new research, I can ingest that and answer the first round of questions, right? But the cool part for early stage brands, right? Young founders who are just setting up brand strat for the first time is that it gives them a Q&A platform, right? Ask the question, answer the question, and it will critique the answer there itself, right? If it's a 2 on 5, it will tell you that, hey, this answer is not great. It's inconsistent with the previous answers, right? It's not sharp enough. It's very generic. So rework the answer, it gets saved. All the answers get documented at the end of that exercise, and spend 5 hours on the platform, right? Spend 5 hours building this, and you have your entire brand strat ready. And this has come with years of experience of us putting together the model, running this model manually, running this model with different kinds of
It's
brands.
ready. This model is ready.
Yeah, you can test it out today. Praveer, if Praveer is gracious, he'll give you $50 of credit free, which he will.
Why do I need credits for this?
Because it runs on LLMs, right? So the platform is such that it's a prepaid platform. When you sign up, there is a counter, which is number of credits which are there. So you consume.
This is
credits.
available on the App Store.
It's available on, as in KOGO.ai. Go log in, create an account, and you can access this.
No, I meant what do you call it? 367 agency.
Yeah, it's hosted within KOGO, right? KOGO.ai.
Okay.
And the moment you log into KOGO.ai, there are publicly available apps which are published. This is one of the apps.
Okay. And so once I go on to the app, which is the 367 agency,
a conversational platform will open up, and it will keep asking you, say that, hey, I have.
No, but I need tokens right then and there.
Yeah.
Even before I start any work.
Yeah. But when you sign up, you get certain free tokens.
Okay.
As in Praveer is giving them right now.
Okay.
And then you just say that, hey, this is my brand. And I've written down on a piece of paper what my thought on the brand is, whatever. You can upload that as files. And if you don't have anything, just start interacting.
KOGO.ai, ladies and gentlemen, is going to take away all our jobs. I think I'm just going to make mutton curry. I don't think AI can take that away.
Yeah. Till robotics has.
Yeah, I have enough. What? I'm fucking 43 years old. I'm not going to survive for another 50 years. So I'm looking at basically just 20 more years of surviving.
Mutton curry is good.
Mutton curry is a great idea. It's
Mutton
going to
curry
sell.
is a great idea. I agree with you completely.
AI, no matter fucking agentic AI, LLM, nothing is going to take mutton curry away.
Yeah, I agree with you. But this is like, and you know, there are so many interesting conversations on this, right? And I'll leave a thought with you, and which is crazy when you think about it. Okay, now LLMs are optimized for giving you the fastest, shortest possible answer. Okay, like it will do its job, but it's optimizing on token consumption. Okay, now if you mirror this with human thought, right, there is an intrinsic motivation which either comes from competition or self-drive or whatever to do better than others, right? Now we are having conversations of saying, how do we build this into agents? How do I build an agentic system which is motivated, competitive to give better output all the time, pushing the boundaries, right? So one of the things on media buying, okay, is that an agent will be working on real data. One of the things which the agent will be told as part of its goal is that, hey, you're competing with 5 other agents and you have to win. Okay. And there is a dashboard which has output summary of 5 agents running. The 4 others are synthetic data, right? Which is just basically on the dashboard. Agent 1 has to beat agent 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So there's competition which can get built in. Okay.
This is very Black Mirror.
Now, this is one part, right? The other part is just building motivation. And we are kind of trying to work around how do we get intrinsic motivation in, right?
How do you build motivation into agents?
Yeah. So I can't tell you now because there's something in the works, but it's super cool. I'll send you a paper which I wrote and shared with Praveer on this.
But if you can build motivation, then you can build love. Motivation is an emotion.
I don't care about building love right now.
No, but I'm saying that.
I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, empathy,
then,
love. Yeah.
Yeah, then agents can feel love.
Of course.
They can. It's an emotion, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
okay. Well,
crazy shit.
I'm gonna get my hands on the platform and see what this brand strategy piece does.
Yeah,
I'm very interested in that. Because the marketing piece I won't know about.
Yeah.
Okay.